Good morning, Embody Yoga fam. So as you know, I'm on vacation. I am in Miami right now. I'm actually on the rooftop of our hotel. The ocean is behind me and the palm trees. It's so beautiful here. And I'm really enjoying myself, but I miss you guys. And I really hope you didn't think that I was gonna let y'all go that many days without getting any yoga. So today I'm just gonna do probably about like a 30-minute gentle flow class for us to move through together, and then you'll have this, so it'll be posted on my Facebook page and also on YouTube, so you can reference it at any time. So I hope you enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start seated in Sukhasana, a comfortable cross-leg position. Again, remember, if it's uncomfortable for you to sit cross-legged, you can take another form of sitting, or otherwise you can slide a block or maybe a yellow pages or something like that underneath you to elevate the hips over the knees. And once you're comfortable in your Sukhasana, go ahead, close the eyes. And try to bring the crown of the head over the base of the spine. Feel the sits bones rooting into the floor and the mat as the crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling, or in my case, the sky. Draw navel back towards the spine to support the low back. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And then just take a moment to sit quietly. Start to notice your breath. Just pay attention to how you're breathing. Now, with each inhale, try to take in more air. And with each exhale, try to let it all go. Continue to deepen the breath. Lengthen in the inhales and the exhales. And if it's in your practice now, you will start to cultivate Ujjayi, the victorious breath. Taking deep inhales and exhales through the nose, creating that constriction at the back of the throat so that you can hear your own breath. Also called the ocean sounding breath. Just take a few more rounds here. When you're ready, softly open the eyes. Go ahead and start to warm up the body in sync movement with the breath. So as you inhale, flow the arms overhead. Reach the fingertips towards the ceiling or sky. Lift the heart. Send the gaze up if the neck is healthy. Press the palms, and as you exhale, drag hands to heart center. Nice. A few more rounds. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last one. Reach it up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Go ahead, come onto all fours, find a tabletop position. Now let's make this one an engaged tabletop position. So I want you to spread the fingers wide, really press the palms into the mat, find your long arms. Also pressing shin bones down as well as the tops of the feet into the mat. Try to find that flat back. So you may need to tuck the pelvis just a little bit. Send the gaze down towards the top line of the mat. A few rounds of cat-cow to warm up the spine. As you inhale, drop the belly down towards the mat. Pull the heart forward. Let the tailbone rise. As you exhale, round the spine. Again, as you inhale, coming back to cow pose. Exhale, round to cat. Go ahead, take 4 more rounds, following your own breath. Then go ahead, finish that last round of cat-cow. And then very quickly, very briefly, we'll come to a downward facing dog. So we'll walk the hands forward about 1 inch, spread the fingers really wide. Make sure that the middle finger points to the top of the mat. If the shoulders are tight, they can turn out towards the corners of the mat just a little bit. Curl the toes under, lift the knees, straighten the legs for your first downward facing dog. It's the first one. You may be doing this in the morning, so you may be a little bit tight. Go ahead and walk out your downward facing dog. Getting into the hamstrings and the calves just a little bit. Nice. And then come back to a still point. Feet are separated about hip width distance apart. The hands are about shoulder width distance apart. Really, really pressing the palms into the mat as though you were trying to press the floor away. And pressing into the entire width of the hands. Especially putting some weight in that space between the thumb and the forefinger. On your inhale, go ahead, walk the feet between the hands and find your halfway lift, bringing the fingertips to the shins, finding that flat back. Exhale, fold it back down. Nice. Again, inhale up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, shift some weight towards the toes. Exhale, fold in. 2 more rounds. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Last round, inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold it down. Nice. We'll take a ragdoll here. So you want the feet separated at least hip width distance apart. Maybe even take it a little bit wider than that. Grab opposite elbow with opposite hand. Nice bend in the knees as you see me demonstrating. Maybe you can rest the belly and the chest on the thighs. And just let the head hang heavy. As always, shifting some weight into the toes very carefully. Maybe working on slowly straightening the legs. Feel free to rock from side to side here. That feels good. And maybe even forwards and backwards. Nice. You'll release the hands towards the mat, and on an inhale, come up to standing. Again, engage in the core. Bring the arms overhead, sending the gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's continue with that movement. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, fold all the way down. On your inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it back down. Root through the feet as you rise. Bring the arms overhead. Lifting the heart, sending the gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Moving nice and slow, following the breath. Again, inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. On your inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it back down. Inhale, all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Go ahead, release the hands. And we'll work on tree pose, just a little bit of balancing before we come down to the mat again. So start with the hands on the hips, and then go ahead, shift the weight into your right leg. Get established there. Feel a lot of weight in that foot. Go ahead, kickstand the left. And when you're ready, maybe you'll bring the foot up to the shin or the thigh. If you find that to be too challenging, you always have the option of taking the foot back into a kickstand position and just playing around with lifting the toes off of the mat and setting them back down. Just find what works for you. The important thing is to remember to avoid the knee joint. You don't want to put any pressure there. And sending the gaze out, finding your drishti, your focal points. And as you feel comfortable, bringing hands together at heart center. Or maybe separating the branches of your tree. Feeling that dance of the ankle and welcoming it. Another inhale. And as you exhale, carefully release. Just as slowly and as carefully as you came in. And then we'll take the other side. Again, bringing hands to hips, shift the weight over into that left leg or foot. And go ahead, kickstand your right. Find your drishti. When you're ready, bring that foot up to your level. Now really try to work on opening that knee out towards the right. Sending the tailbone down towards the mat. You stand up nice and tall. And then taking any variation of the hands and arms that you feel. And breathing. And even though we're balancing, this isn't necessarily a still position. It's still dynamic. Again, we're still breathing. That ankle may be moving, helping to stabilize the body here as we balance. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead, bring it all back in. Nice. And so we'll begin to make our way down to the mat. Taking a vinyasa. As you inhale, reach the arms up, send the gaze up. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, fold all the way down. Nice. On your inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, plant the palms, find a plank position. Shoulders are over the wrists. Hips are a little bit lifted. Make sure you engage that core. Heels pressing back. Again, gazing down towards the top line of the mat here. Go ahead, drop the knees and tuck the toes. On your inhale, shift the shoulders over the wrists. Really separate the collarbone, shine the heart forward. As you exhale, lower. Nice. Now, plant the hands next to the ribs. Draw elbows back by the sides. Then as you inhale, lift up for the first round of Cobra. Nice. Still pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale. See if you can lift a little bit higher here. Exhale. Nice. One more round. Inhale up. Exhale. Lower. Last round. Inhale up to Cobra and hold. Or if the spine feels ready and it's in your practice, you can come to your up dog. Notice that the shoulders are still over the wrists and that the thighs and the knees are lifted off of the mat. Exhale, lower back down. Press up into a tabletop position and we'll find child's pose. So separate the knees the width of the mat. Let the big toes touch. And go ahead, sit the hips back on the heels. Stretch the arms long, rest the forehead down. Now activate this child's pose. Really press the palms into the mat. See if you can send the hips back towards the heels. Feeling long on both sides of the body. Nice. Let's take this into a side stretch. On an inhale, lift the gaze. Send the gaze towards the hands and then walk the hands over towards the right. Pull back into that left hip. Sink back into your child's pose. Feeling a nice stretch on the left side of the body. Nice. Here, inhale, lift the gaze, and now walk the hands over to the left. Press back into your child's pose. All right, walk the hands back to center. Go ahead, float back up to that tabletop position. And then just take 2 rounds of cat-cow. Nice, then go ahead, come to seated. We'll take a forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So go ahead, extend the legs long. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall, crown of the head over the base of the spine. Go ahead, flex the ankles, toes point up or back towards the face. And then bring the hands on either sides of the legs. Engage the core, draw the navel back towards the spine. Take an inhale, lift the heart. And as you exhale, start to walk the hands forward into your fold. And then go ahead, close the eyes. Remember to keep flexing those ankles. Lead with the heart. Just a few more rounds of breath. All right, on your inhale, lift the gaze. Go ahead, walk the hands back. Let's take Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. So bring the soles of the feet together. Let's just sit here for a moment, allowing the hips to soften and release. Okay, so when you feel ready, on your inhale, lift the heart. And as you exhale, start to fold. Again, keeping a long spine, leading with the heart. That means you may not fold as deeply, and that's okay. The longer we hold our poses, the more the body opens. And so you may be able to take it deeper a little bit later, but don't worry about that now. Now, if the body is welcoming you to, feel free to fold a little bit deeper. Breathing into that space where you feel the stretch most. For some of us, it may be the low back. For others, it may be the insides of the thighs, the groin area. Slowly, carefully bring yourself back up. Close the legs and then come onto the back for some back bending. We'll take a few rounds of bridge. So coming all the way onto the back. Feet are separated about hip width distance apart. Walk the heels in a little bit closer towards the glutes. Maybe you can even touch the feet, the heels or the sides of the feet with the fingertips. Press the palms into the mat. As you inhale, go ahead, start to lift the hips and the pelvis. Maybe you want to work the shoulder blades a little bit closer together underneath you. Making sure the knees and the toes are tracking in the same direction. You also want to make sure that the knees are stacked over the hips. You'll have to try to just feel that out for yourself. Some of us may be able to interlace the fingers underneath us. Make a fist. Pressing that fist and the upper arms into the mat, using that as leverage to lift the hips a little higher. Take another inhale. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. And just pause for a moment. Let's set up for round 2. A bridge. Repositioning the feet. And when you're ready, lifting the hips. Bringing the shoulder blades closer together. Maybe making that fist. It's important when you come up into bridge or even a shoulder stand to not move the head to the left or the right. You don't want to strain the neck. Keep sending the pelvis towards the front of your room. Exhale, lower. Curling down one vertebrae at a time. And pausing. And then we have one last round, either another round of bridge, or if wheel is in your practice, or you feel safe at home and you want to make an attempt, feel free to take wheel pose. I've already demonstrated bridge twice, so now I'm going to demonstrate in Q wheel for you all. So to start, planting the hands by the ears. Fingertips are pointing towards the shoulders. And it's really, really important to not let the elbows splay out. We won't want to put in too much stress on the wrists. So go ahead, try to draw the elbows in, keeping the triceps parallel. Really pressing the palms into the mat. And we're going to start like our bridge pose, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips. But then we're going to put some weight into the hands and start to straighten the arms for wheel. In wheel, sending the gaze down towards the mat. We're just sending the gaze out, whatever is comfortable. This is a deep back bend, also a nice belly or core stretch. Hold for about 5 rounds of breath. You want to make sure the feet are still parallel here, not turning out. And when you're ready, you'll roll down. Nice and carefully coming back down onto the mat. And we'll just pause, let the spine neutralize for a moment. Just catch the breath. Maybe take this opportunity to notice what may be happening in the body and in the mind. Nice. To counter, we'll go ahead and draw both knees into the chest. I want you to wrap the arms around the shins. This may be a good time to rock from side to massage that low back. Nice. Rock back to center. And then I want you to draw the forehead up towards the knees. Curl into a tight ball. See if you can kiss the knees. Nice. And then go ahead, rest that head back down. You're going to make your way back up to seated any way that's comfortable for you. And then we'll work on twisting next. So again, extend both legs long. I want you to go ahead, bend that right knee, plant the foot about 6 inches or so away from the inside of that left thigh. We're going to bring that right hand behind us, the heel of the palm pretty close to the glute, sitting up nice and tall. Again, flex that left ankle, toes point up. Now we have options here. You can bring the left hand to that right knee and use it as leverage to twist, and then the gaze over the right shoulder. If you want a little bit more, as you inhale, you'll reach the left fingertips up. As you exhale, go ahead, wedge that elbow on the outside of that thigh. Really curl in. See if you can bring that armpit to the knee or the thigh. Then take your inhale, lengthen the spine, and use the exhale to twist, gazing over the right shoulder. Don't forget to breathe. Another inhale, twist a little deeper. Exhale, go ahead and release. Nice. Right, and then we'll take the other side. So bend the left knee. Bring the left hand behind you. Again, the options, right hand to the left knee now, taking your twist. Or an inhale, reaching the right fingertips up. Exhale, curling in. Take your inhale, everyone lift the spine. Exhale, twist. Send the gaze over that left shoulder. Take another inhale, twist a little deeper. Nice. As you exhale, go ahead and release. Nice. Extend that left leg long. And we'll take another fold. We'll take our straddle position. And so for straddle, you don't want the legs to be open any wider than about 90 degrees. Flex the ankles. Toes point up towards the ceiling or the sky. Knees tracking in the same direction as the toes. Bring the fingertips out in front of you. Take an inhale, lift the heart. And as you exhale, go ahead, walk the hands forward and fold. On an inhale, lift the gaze, walk the hands back, and then turn the torso to face one of the legs. It doesn't matter which one. Bring the hands to frame that leg. Take an inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, walk the hands forward and fold. Remember, keep flexing the ankles, toes point up. Inhale, lift the gaze, walk the hands back, and then we'll take the other side. You can take an inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Inhale, lift the gaze, walk the hands back. We'll fold down the center line one last time. Just take an inhale. Exhale, walk it forward. Maybe you can fold a little bit deeper here. Inhale, lift the gaze. Go ahead, walk the hands back. Carefully close the legs, and we're going to come onto the back. So go ahead, lay back. Bring the knees into the chest with you. And wrap the arms around the shins. Rock from side to side. And take a twist. So bring the arms out to the sides, angel wings or goalpost the arms. And go ahead, drop the legs over to the right. Let them rest down completely. Send the gaze over the left shoulder. I wish you could see my view. I'm looking at palm trees in the ocean right now. It's really pretty. Maybe I'll show you a little bit later. All right, on an inhale, bring the knees back in. And as you exhale, drop the legs over to the left. Send the gaze over towards the right. Let's bring the knees back into the chest. And maybe you want to take a happy baby here. Shining the soles of the feet. Up towards the ceiling. Reaching for the inner or outer edges of the feet. If you can't grab the feet, no worries. Maybe you can grab the shins, or you can hold behind the thighs as well. Feel free to take happy baby into silly baby if you would like. We've had enough. Go ahead, release the feet. We've reached the end of our class. But we still have one last pose to take, our final rest. And it's in savasana. So coming back onto the back, separating the feet the width of the mat, letting the toes fan open. Arms are down by the sides, a comfortable distance away from the hips, palms face up. And take a moment to scan the body from head to toe. If you're holding tightness or tension anywhere, I want you to let that go, soften. Return to the natural breath. Relax the forehead. Give the jaw a little wiggle to release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Let the shoulders rest heavy on the mat. Releasing any engagement of the core. Let the belly be full and round with each inhale. Sink in a little bit with each exhale. Feeling a sense of openness and expansion across the hips as you soften the quads, the kneecaps, shins, calves, and the soles of the feet. Go ahead and take rest.